What if the love you thought would save you became the very thing that almost broke you? Imagine a secret so intoxicating, so forbidden, that every stolen glance, every whispered word, carried the weight of danger and desire. The kind of love that society warns against, yet the heart cannot resist. In a world where passion clashes with morality, where desire dances on the edge of ruin, one woman's story unfolds. A story of betrayal, heartbreak, and ultimately, a grace that could transform everything. This is the journey of Julia, a love that should never have been, and the painful lessons it taught about self-worth, forgiveness, and the power to reclaim your life. Disclaimer. This is a dramatic content for awareness and discussion only. In 2018, in Charleston, South Carolina, Julia, a 32-year-old marketing executive, met Alexander, a visiting entrepreneur whose charm and confidence were impossible to ignore. What started as an innocent professional connection quickly escalated into something more forbidden, more intoxicating than Julia ever imagined. But behind the allure of secret lunches and late-night messages lay the fragile foundation of trust, already cracking under the weight of desire and deception. What was at stake was more than just a fleeting Julia first noticed Alexander at a networking event in downtown Charleston. The room buzzed with casual chatter, but the moment he spoke to her, there was a spark she could neither explain nor ignore. His eyes lingered, his smile hinted at secrets, and the energy between them was undeniable. They spoke for hours about ambition, life goals, and shared dreams, unaware that their connection would soon blur every boundary Julia thought untouchable. As days turned into weeks, their interactions grew clandestine. A coffee here, a work meeting there, always under the guise of professionalism. Julia's heart raced with every text, every call, the excitement intoxicating yet laced with guilt. How could something so thrilling also feel so wrong? Yet she couldn't stop herself. She found herself laughing more, feeling alive in ways she hadn't in years, while quietly carrying the heavy weight of her conscience. Alexander, equally captivated, seemed to understand the complexity of Julia's emotions. He whispered things that made her believe that perhaps, just perhaps, this love was meant to happen despite the risks. But behind the passion, there were subtle warnings, missed meetings, evasive answers, and late-night silences that hinted at secrets. Julia began to question everything. Was she truly loved, or was she merely an escape for a man too entangled in his own hidden world? One rainy evening, after a seemingly innocuous meeting, Julia found herself walking through the streets of Charleston, drenched and shivering, questioning the choices she had made. The thrill of the affair clashed violently with the gnawing anxiety inside her. Her friends noticed changes, her distant smiles, the late-night disappearances, but she brushed it off, insisting that she had everything under control. Yet, just as Julia began to feel she could balance passion and prudence, the first real signs of betrayal emerged. A forgotten message, a mysterious meeting, a flicker of doubt that refused to die. How far would she allow herself to be swept away by desire before reality crashed in? And what would she do when the hidden truth threatened to destroy everything she held dear? Please subscribe to Taboo Romance Stories TVc and follow for more real-life, emotional, and shocking tales on forbidden love. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because Julia's journey has only just begun. Julia's mornings became a battlefield of emotions. She would wake with a smile, remembering Alexander's whispered promises, only for it to dissolve into anxiety as reality set in. Each text from him could ignite a fire of joy or spark a storm of doubt. The once simple rhythm of her life, commuting through the cobbled streets of Charleston, meetings at her sleek downtown office, now pulsed with secret urgency. The thrill of stolen moments clashed with the shame gnawing at her conscience. How could love feel so intoxicating yet so perilous at the same time? One afternoon, Alexander invited her to a rooftop dinner overlooking the Charleston skyline. The city lights twinkled like distant stars, the harbor shimmering beneath the moon. Julia's heart raced as she ascended the stairs, knowing that each encounter pulled her deeper into uncharted territory. Alexander's charm was undeniable. He poured wine, recounted stories of his travels, and laughed in a way that made Julia feel seen in ways no one else had ever truly seen her. The intensity was intoxicating, the forbidden nature of their connection making every glance, every brush of the hand more electric. But the shadow of doubt never left. A mutual friend, casually mentioning seeing Alexander with another woman at a gallery event, ignited a tiny, persistent ember of fear in Julia's heart. She tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was nothing, perhaps a misunderstanding, but that unease lingered. Alexander dismissed it lightly, his words soothing, but his eyes hiding a glimmer of secrets he refused to share. Julia wanted to trust him completely, but the tension was undeniable. Could desire and trust truly coexist in a bond built on secrecy? Her nights were sleepless. Alone in her apartment, the faint hum of the city below, Julia wrestled with the thrill of passion and the piercing sting of guilt. She began journaling, scribbling down her thoughts, trying to untangle her emotions. The ink on paper became her confidant, revealing truths she couldn't voice aloud. She admitted her fear of being abandoned, her yearning for genuine connection, and the creeping realization that Alexander might not be the man she thought she knew. The turning point arrived one Friday evening. Alexander, as usual, arrived late for their planned dinner, his phone buzzing incessantly. Julia noticed the way he flinched when it rang, the way he quickly silenced it. The familiar rush of excitement was replaced by a sinking pit of suspicion. Her mind raced with possibilities. Was she truly loved, or was this all a fleeting passion, a story he could abandon at any time? Her heart demanded answers. Her instincts screamed betrayal. Just as Julia considered confronting him, a single message appeared on her phone, one that would unravel the delicate thread of trust she clung to. What would she do when the truth of Alexander's intentions became undeniable? Could love survive the revelation of secrets that had festered in the shadows? And more importantly, could Julia find her strength before everything she cherished crumbled around her? If Julia's journey has captivated your heart so far, kindly comment, "I feel her struggle." Share this story with anyone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Taboo Romance Stories TVc and follow for more shocking, emotional, and forbidden romance tales. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because the twists in Julia's story are just beginning. Julia stared at the message with trembling hands. The words were simple, yet the weight behind them was crushing. Alexander had been seeing someone else, regularly, secretly, while insisting that their connection was unique. A mixture of anger, heartbreak, and disbelief washed over her, leaving her momentarily paralyzed. How could the man who had made her feel alive, seen, and desired also be capable of such deception? The realization cut deep, an invisible knife piercing the fragile trust she had so desperately clung to. In the days that followed, Julia oscillated between confrontation and avoidance. Every interaction with Alexander became a delicate dance of tension and longing. She loved him, undeniably. But the betrayal had planted a seed of doubt she could no longer ignore. Friends noticed her distance, the shadows beneath her eyes, the moments of silence where laughter used to live. Yet Julia could not bear to relinquish the connection entirely. There was too much history, too much passion, and too many unanswered questions. One evening, they met at the quiet waterfront, a place that had once felt magical to them. The moonlight glinted off the water, reflecting Julia's fractured emotions. Alexander approached, hands slightly trembling, as though he too felt the weight of the moment. Julia's voice, barely above a whisper, asked the question she had been suppressing. Was it ever real? Alexander's response was evasive at first, a mix of apologies and partial truths. He spoke of loneliness, of mistakes, of moments when he had felt torn between two worlds. But Julia's heart demanded clarity, not excuses. The conversation spiraled into raw emotion, tears, accusations, confessions. And for the first time, the illusion of romance gave way to the stark reality of human flaws. That night, Julia walked home alone, the cool Charleston breeze brushing her face, her journal clutched to her chest. She wrote endlessly, pouring out emotions she couldn't voice aloud. Anger, betrayal, longing, and the faintest hint of forgiveness. Each word etched a path forward, a roadmap through the chaos of her heart. She realized that her pain was not only a reflection of Alexander's actions, but also of the boundaries she had failed to uphold, the compromises she had made in the name of love. Days turned into weeks, and Julia slowly embraced the painful lessons of the affair. She began therapy, revisited old passions that had been neglected, and reconnected with friends she had distanced herself from. Each step, though small, fortified her sense of self-worth. She recognized that Alexander's betrayal, while heartbreaking, had illuminated truths about her own resilience, desires, and capacity for grace. But even as Julia rebuilt her life, questions lingered. Could she truly forgive Alexander? And more importantly, could she forgive herself for allowing a love so destructive to take hold? How would she transform this heartbreak into lasting strength? And when the final revelation about Alexander's true intentions came to light, would Julia's newfound resilience withstand the shock, or would it shatter completely? If Julia's emotional journey has touched you so far, comment, "I feel her pain." Share this story with anyone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Taboo Romance Stories TVc and follow for more gripping, emotional, and forbidden romance tales. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because Julia's ultimate transformation is yet to come. Julia had spent months reconstructing the pieces of her heart, each day a delicate negotiation between memory and resilience. She had learned to walk the streets of Charleston with her head held high, her journal a constant companion, her thoughts a refuge. But the past, as ever, refused to release its grip so easily. One evening, a letter arrived at her apartment, unmarked and unexpected. The handwriting was unmistakable. Alexander's. Every fiber of her being screamed to ignore it, yet curiosity and lingering attachment compelled her to read. The words inside were stark, candid, and laced with remorse. Alexander admitted to every deception, every hidden meeting, every betrayal that had haunted Julia for months. But beyond the confessions, he wrote of his own awakening, how he had come to recognize the magnitude of his mistakes, the depth of Julia's grace, and the courage it took for her to endure what he had inflicted. For the first time, Julia did not feel the rush of anger or the sting of heartbreak. Instead, she felt something new: clarity. She understood that her journey had never been about Alexander's redemption. It was about hers. The next weeks were a testament to Julia's transformation. She began volunteering at a local shelter, sharing her story with women who had endured similar betrayals, guiding them toward their own strength. Every recounting, every tear shed in her company reaffirmed that what had once been shame had been transmuted into empowerment. Her professional life flourished as well, with new opportunities and partnerships opening doors that she had previously only dreamed of. Julia realized that the affair, though painful and morally complex, had propelled her into a life of authenticity and courage. One Sunday morning, she walked along the harbor, the water reflecting the soft glow of dawn. She paused, inhaled deeply, and felt a serene sense of closure. The man who had once been the center of her emotional storm was now a chapter in a story of strength, growth, and grace. Julia's heart had been tested, stretched, and finally freed from the chains of secrecy and shame. She understood now that love could teach the hardest lessons, but the ultimate triumph was always within herself. Julia penned a final entry in her journal. "I have loved, I have lost, I have been hurt, and I have survived. My strength is no longer borrowed, it is mine." Grace is not given. It is earned in the fire of trials and the quiet courage to rise each day. She smiled, knowing that the grace she sought had always been inside her, waiting to be claimed. Her journey raises profound questions. Can true love coexist with betrayal? How much of our strength is forged in fire, in the crucible of pain and regret? And most importantly, can one truly forgive and still protect the heart? What would you do if your life's heartbreak became your ultimate source of power? If Julia's story has inspired you, comment, "I embrace my strength." Share this video with anyone who needs hope or transformation. Subscribe to Taboo Romance Stories TVc, and follow for more emotional, gripping, and forbidden romance stories. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because every story has the potential to illuminate our own paths to resilience and grace. This is Taboo Romance Stories TVc. Forbidden romance stories, told like never before. Stay with us for more gripping tales of passion, desire, and heartbreak that defy the rules of love and life.